Alright guys, today I want to show you the difference between the different aim response curve types, because I used to play dynamic a lot and now I play on standard. So if we look at the simple description, it says standard is simple power curve map for aim stick to aim rate. Snap. Linear is aim stick maps directly to aim rate, and then dynamic is reverse S curve mapping for fine aim rate control. So I also saw graphs on this. They showed like the difference on a picture, which helped me visualize it a lot. But pretty much I play on standard now. So standard is when you move your stick to the right or to the left or anywhere. It kind of relates to how dead zone works. So dead zone is like the lower you have it, the more your input registers on time. Like this one, it registers automatically, and then if you put it higher, it takes a little bit to like register. But this is kind of similar. So when I move my stick, let's just say right, the stick is gonna move slowly to the right, and then it's gonna start to speed up. So it goes, it starts off slow and then it speeds up. So this is really good for me because I feel like, let's just say I aim somewhere and I want to make a super small adjustment. The stick is gonna force the sensitivity to go slow first. If I'm aiming at the door and I want to go slow, it just goes like this. It goes slow. If I'm playing on something faster, let's just say linear, right? Linear is like having zero dead zone. It reacts immediately, which is why some people like it. But I feel like it's a bad thing for me because I don't want it to react immediately. I want the small, slow adjustment to be able to hit my shots better. So look, it reacts like instantly. As soon as I press it just a tiny bit, it reacts. So that's linear. Linear is like, it doesn't slow down at all. If I even spin, look. It's spinning super fast. I can go on what? Let me go on 0 dead zone, 1-1. This is linear. Let me go on 0 dead zone standard. See how it like starts off slow and then speeds up? And then dynamic is a little tricky because dynamic is like, it says S curve mapping, so it's like it goes slow and then it goes like fast and then slow. It's kind of like a pattern, which is kind of hard to picture. So look, this looks like, in my opinion, this looks like the slowest out of all of them, because like it goes like slow then fast and slow then fast. I think a lot of people use this because it's better maybe for snapping on a target. So like if somebody's right there, maybe it goes fast and then it slows down on the target and hits them, which makes perfect sense why people play slow. But from what I watched, professional players, most of them play dynamic. Most of them do play dynamic. And there are a lot of them that play standard too. So it's either between these two. I haven't really seen anybody use linear ever. I know people said linear is really good in Fortnite and things like that. But I mean, it makes sense because it reacts to every single movement. And obviously you would want the game to react to your movement exactly how you want it. But I just think for me standard is better because I can react to small adjustments easier, which helps my aim better. And I felt like as soon as I switched to standard, I was getting a lot more kills than usual. And maybe just dynamic, I couldn't find the right pattern or I couldn't get used to it. I did have really good PRs and stuff on dynamic. I did really well on it. But I feel like I'm more comfortable with standard, and I feel like it's helping my aim a lot better. So snapping onto a person, let me snap onto him with standard. It's like it goes slow over here and then it goes fast. And the timing is really easy to get down. I can do this all day. I can snap onto this guy all day. But let me try other ones. I'm gonna try linear. Linear is probably more direct. Linear is also like, it feels really fast to play on like lower sensitivities. So if you play on, I don't know, like a 5 or a 4, if you play on linear, it's gonna feel a lot higher, like maybe a 7 or an 8. And like, look, the snapping looks really good. It looks like I can, you know, play really good on linear. But for some reason, every time I play on it, I don't do well at all. I don't know if it's like snapping between targets is too much for me, or I don't know. But I think I rely too much on the cooldown, like the slow and not the super fast. And I feel like that messes me up when I play linear. And then when I play dynamic, I could feel it. It feels like slow. I don't know what's about it. Also, the movement on dynamic is a lot harder for me. Which is weird because I played on dynamic for like a year. But let's just say I'm sliding around, right? It just feels a little clunky. I can't move on. I do standard now. Look, my movement looks like a lot more clean. I could do that all day. And then linear, let's see. It's probably good on linear. Linear still feels fast to me. I like the movement on linear. On linear and standard. Dynamic's a little bit clunky for me. But of course, you could still be really good on dynamic. Most people play dynamic anyways. So it's not like, oh, dynamic's clunky and it's not that good. Don't play it. No, you could do dynamic. I guess it's just really however you prefer playing. But I do know that snapping on targets with standard and dynamic is a lot easier than linear. That's what I heard from a lot of people. They said dynamic is mainly meant for snapping on targets. Linear and standard is probably better for, like, I don't know, if you see one guy and you kill him and then you reload and you try to find another guy. But I have zero problem snapping on targets with standard. Snap on him, like. And then, like, the aim assist plays in a lot because, let's just say, yeah, I snap on this guy, I don't want to aim in this direction. If he's, like, I don't know, around here and I, like, try to aim over here, it's going to slow down and I'm going to hit the guy right here. So I have no problem with snapping on targets. I also know a lot of high sensitivity players, they like to play 0 dead zone, 20 sensitivity, and what's it called? Linear. This is the fastest you can ever play on controller in this game. So just look. It's so fast. If you play, I don't know, dynamic. I mean, it's still really fast, but it's look. You could tell it's like a little bit slower. That's crazy. But I mean, that's really what I had to say about the curve types. I just want to explain to people why I play standard. I think standard's the best for me. Again, I think these two are preference. I don't recommend anybody play linear, even though people tell me that they could play linear no problem, but I haven't really seen any competitive players ever play linear.